Everyone, welcome back to Lovely Lavender Wishes. It's Renee, and we're in 2022. Woohoo! I don't know if hopefully it'll be better than 2020 and 2021. We shall see. But I think every year gets better and better. I feel like the years are going by way faster than I can keep up with them. But, I think the older you get, the faster time goes for some reason. I don't know. It must be some space-time continuum thing going on the older you get. But anyways, we are going to be in Galatians today. And I'm continuing on along with my class in my Facebook group called Embracing God's Word. I am trying to stay on top of it as much as I can. Dalian is a lady in our group, and she did a page on this talking about no longer being a slave, but being a child of God. And she blessed us with these printables, these really pretty birds and flowers and such. And I think they're so cute. And so I am going to just be imitating a page that she did. So for those of you who are already in the class or in the group, you've already seen this. I'm just showing you my process of how I'm doing it. But again, I'm copying her ideas. So it's not my ideas. Thank God, because right now I can't even think straight. So I like having, I call it inspiration from other people so that I can do things in my Bible as well as reflect on the verses. And I only do pages that kind of speak to me. So some people ask like, should we just do a page just to do it? No, I think you should only do pages in your Bible that are really speaking to you, or maybe verses that are jumping out at you, or maybe a style that really is touching your heart in some shape or form. I always say imitation is the best. Imitation is the best showcase of flattery, I guess. So by imitating, does that make sense? I don't think that's the phrase. Well, anyways, imitation just shows that like what somebody did when I imitate one of their pages, it means that what they did really touched my heart in some way, or it's really sticking with me. So I hope the ladies appreciate when I do imitate one of their pages, and just like I appreciate when y'all imitate maybe something I've done creatively. But then we can all do the same exact page, but because we all have different styles, we all have different tools and media and all that, the pages all come out differently in our own form, in our own way. We all put our own little personality into our page. So I think that's so cool how we can all do the same exact page and it always turns out different. So anyways, today we are going to be in Galatians. We're going to be in 4. We're going to be focusing on Galatians 4:7 really, but I'm going to start here where it talks about sons and heirs. It says, for those of you who are baptized into Christ, you have been clothed with Christ. There is no Jew or Greek, slave or free, male and female, since you are all one in Christ Jesus. We're all one, y'all. I love that. And, I hate that this world is trying to divide us all, because I think it's just, we are one. There is one human race, one. There's no races. We all have different nationalities and different backgrounds and what have you, but we're all human. There's one race and we are all together. We're one in Jesus Christ. And if you belong to Christ, then you are Abraham's seed. You are heirs according to the promise. Now, I say that as long as the heir is a child. He differs in no way from a slave, though he is the owner of everything. Instead, he is under guardians and trustees until the time set by his father. Okay, remember that part. In the same way, we also, when we were children, we were in slavery under the elements of the world. Now, when Paul is talking about this, he's saying we were under the slavery. What the law brought was kind of like our guardian when we were supposedly children. And the law was trying to show us how sinful we were, because there's no one who can ever live according to the law perfectly, right? Except for Jesus, of course. So it was saying that the law was kind of like our guardians. So we were under guardians and trustees until the time set by his father. So as a child in a household, you didn't become the heir until you became a certain age. You were always an heir. You were always the son, but it wasn't until you hit a certain age that you got all the benefits, right? Well, here, the time set by the father means when the time was right. That's when he sent down his son, Jesus Christ, for us. And Jesus came to be our redeemers from that law. And again, this is going back to Ruth, what we were studying in Ruth about the kinsman redeemer. I mean, all this just kind of like connects and flows together. So then Paul goes on to say, when the time came to completion, God sent his son, born of a woman, born under that law, to redeem those under the law, so that we might receive adoption as sons. So when he redeemed us, we became heirs. The time was right, and we became complete heirs as children of God. And because you are sons, God sent the Spirit of his Son into our hearts, crying, Abba, Father. So when we get that Spirit, when we become born again, when we believe with faith, we then become children of God. So then this verse is that what we're focusing on. So you are no longer a slave to the law, a slave to the world, a slave to sin, but a son. And if a son, then God has made you an heir. So we are no longer slaves, but we're children of God. I hope that makes sense to y'all. I mean, you can go online and do a really good study on this. And Dalian talked about this in her live and all that. I'm just kind of briefly going over this, but I really want you to understand that. Once you become a child of God, you are no longer a slave to the world, to our sin nature, to the law, to trying to have to live perfectly according to the law before, because that's how people used to live before before God sent Jesus to redeem us from that and to show that he lived perfectly according to law, and he took on all our sins upon himself, and he paid the price for us. I mean, gosh, it's just, just all of that just kind of overwhelms me. The love that Jesus had for us is incredible. But yeah, I'm so happy to no longer be a slave, but to be a son of God. So what I'm going to do, let's get grafting, y'all. I'm going to cover this. I just cut out a little piece of paper. I'm going to cover these verses. And all I do, you can do washi tape on this. I just had a piece of paper that I cut. I'm going to just curl up, some masking tape. I'll put one in the middle and one in the end. And again, this is just, and I'm going to kind of put some of the oil of my skin on here so it doesn't totally stick to the paper and pull the paper up, but it will stick enough to kind of cover the verse for me, because we're going to mask this off. This is called masking, when you cover up something that you don't want covered with ink or paint or what have you. So that's just a quick way to do that. Okay, I have this Hampton Art dye ink that I'm going to use, and my brush. So I'm going to actually grab a couple of these over here, put these here. I don't know where I got these, probably through a garage sale. I'm going to be using these printables that Dalian blessed us with. This is the color. Look at that. That's the color. And this is a little tip for you. If you have these little square inks, I think I got these from Michael's. If you use these, I think the Tim Holtz or whatever, these little round ones, these round little things, I put a little Velcro piece under here, and they fit perfectly in those little square things. And so then I have, my inker right there with me, and I also can see the color of the ink. I mean, that's just a little tip that I've done over the years, but I'm going to be using this today. So don't need this one. I mean, I could use that as well, but we're going to just do this. And I think we're going to need to get this started and primed. And so I did prime and gesso my paper here, because I have something on the other side, and I'm going to be inking and doing paint and stuff, and I don't know like what would go through, what might not. So I did put some gesso on this page. Now, if you don't have inks, you can use distress inks. You could use regular inks like this one. You can use gelatos, crayons, paint, acrylic paint. I think Dalian used paint on hers to get it really bright. And she had a really bright page with some acrylic paint, which was really pretty, really beautiful. And I did like that. I am just lazy, y'all. I didn't want to go dig in my garage because all my acrylic paint is in my garage. I did grab some white though. But I didn't want to go digging for some acrylic paint. So I just grabbed my ink here. And I can see in some spots, I throw the gesso on my page, like, I just like whip it up there. And sometimes I miss spots. But again, I don't mind, because then I get these different kind of layers, and it's not an exact smooth page of ink. Like, I get some dark spots, some light spots, and I actually like that, because again, to me, it gives it some dimension. So I'm gonna have this come over here. This is why I'm masking this off. So when you peel this off, this part will all be white and will really pop up off the page. So anytime you want to do that, just mask off your verse or your little section that you don't want. You could do it with alphabet stickers. Put the stickers down and ink around the stickers. I've done that before. So now I'm just going back over this, darkening it up in certain areas. I do have my plastic sheet behind here, which I do need to clean. It's getting a little clunky and messy. Let's see. Let's have that come up here a little, bring some color over, and then I'm going to do some down here, some more. But yes, we are in the new year. Woohoo! And it's a gorgeous, gorgeous sunny day out. I got my window, well, my drapes open, not my window open. It's still a little cold. I had my fire in my fireplace last night, and I was just sitting in front of the fireplace and relaxing. And sometimes I just love nights like that. Right now my husband is out of town, so I have quiet nights to myself with a book, perhaps a glass of wine or my water, my ice water. And I just love the quiet. I mean, not that it's very noisy when he's here, because he's pretty quiet himself, and my son's gone, everyone's gone. So yeah, but when you're home alone, sometimes that's just like a different feeling. It's kind of like me and God. Just me and God sitting in front of the fireplace, having like a little discussion, or I might be just reading a book, or one of my friends loves taking baths. So she's like, go get in the bath, bring your book in the bath with your glass of wine, just sit in the bath. And yeah, I mean, whatever floats your boat, do it. I love it. Okay, so I'm going to put that to the side. And then let's see, what do I have here? Okay. This was, I use anything for stencils, y'all. And this was like probably in like some fruit container or something. It's this plastic, I don't know if you can see, just some plastic thing. And I love this pattern. So I saved this. So I save like all those kind of things. Actually, I don't think I need this brush. I'm just going to use this one. I save these kind of things to use as homemade stencils. Now this is a little bit different color. It's a little bit darker, like a greenish blue. And I'm going to use this stencil now and go in and just do some stenciling. And then the beauty of this thing is it's plastic. So it's super easy to clean up. Just stick in your sink and clean up. Easy peasy. Love it. Anything easy, y'all know me. Okay, so let's put some here. Again, I love the masking because then that'll stop it right there and you won't see it. Let's put some right there, some down here. There's no rhyme or reason. Let's put some alongside. A lot of this might be covered up again. I'm not sure because, we'll put our images down and we'll see. Okay, let me go over here. Let's do some across the bottom. And look at that. Can y'all see? I mean, it's a little faded. Can you see it on camera? Right there, right there. You could always go in and darken it up, but I really don't want it too dark. I just want some places here or there. Let's put some over here though. I'll put a little bit off to the side here coming over. It's hard getting it in this little crevice. I just kind of shove it in there. There There we go. Got some there. Some down here. That's good. That's good. We'll move this to the side. Okay. So put that over there. And then to wash these, I've had some people ask, all I do is take some soap and water, put it in the sink, and then overnight I set the brush like this over a paper towel, and all the ink will drain out of the brush as it dries, and it's all clean for you. So that's how I wash those. Super easy, just some soap and water and drain it. You know, let it dry overnight. Okay, I'm gonna spray my hands, get rid of some of this ink off my fingers. Okay, so let's see. I'm trying to think what else I would like to do beforehand. Okay, I'm gonna do some black splatters first, because then I'm gonna go in with some white acrylic paint over that. So I'm gonna grab my neocolor crayons. I love these, y'all. I've been telling y'all this forever. They are a little bit more pricey, but really the only time I use these is for splatters. So I will have these probably for a lifetime, but there's so many things you can do with these. But I just love the pigmentation on these. Okay, so I have some water here. I'm probably gonna make a mess, so I'm trying to move everything. When I do splatters, I make a mess. So I get the top of this wet. And look at that already. Look at the pigment. Look at that. Just don't want big drips. Ooh, cool. Perfect. I wanted some big ones and some little ones. Perfect. If you want bigger ones, you want more liquid. If you want smaller ones, less liquid. You just kind of fool around with it and you figure it out as you go. Okay, so I'm gonna move that to the side. So now we need to dry this before I can go in with the next paint. So let's take our heating tool. We're gonna dry this, especially these big blobs. But you know, I can't believe Christmas has been here and gone. New Year's has been here and gone. We're already, well, I'm taping this halfway through January. I'm not sure when I'll get it up. Usually when I tape, I get the videos up within a couple of days, but lately it's been like a week or two later. My schedule's been kind of nutso and crazy, so it might be like a week or two before you see the video. But it's usually within a couple of weeks, if not sooner. But I'm glad and thankful that you all are still sticking with me. I know I haven't done a junk journal in a while, and it still might be a while, y'all. I'm sorry. I might, I'm trying to get to it, but I really have a bunch of deadlines coming up for work and a few other things, and I have to get those done first, It's seasons of life, as you all know, and hopefully I'll be able to get back to it again. I don't want to just go to do it just to do it. I want to be excited to do it, and right now I just, my schedule's a little crazy, and my mind is on a few other things right now, so I want to focus on the things I really need to focus on first, and then I'll do other things, because, if you do something and you're not fully into it, at least for me, especially something creative, then I just am not happy with it. So, I'll give myself time, and I'll do it again in the future. Okay, so I have this stencil, and again, I don't know where I got this, maybe a garage sale or something, but I did grab some white tempera paint, or acrylic, sorry, not tempera, this was acrylic. It doesn't matter if it's tempera, acrylic, whatever you have. I've got like a variety, and I'm going to do some little bubbles. Let's see, where should we, we'll do some like this. Okay, and I grabbed a little sponge, and I'm just gonna get a little bit on here and start off with a little, and then we can always add more. I just don't wanna overwhelm the stencil, because sometimes if you get too much paint on your stencil, or on your, on your sponge or whatever, it'll seep underneath your stencil, and then you don't get as clear image because it soaked under. And I love using these sponges because that kind of helps with how much paint you end up getting on your stencil and going under the stencil and what have you, if that makes sense. Does that make sense, y'all? I'm trying to make sense. Trying to craft and talk at the same time, and sometimes it gets a little difficult. I can multitask, but sometimes I can't multitask that well. Ah, see, look at that. And look at those. Oh, I love it. Love it. Love it. Y'all, I know I'm crazy, but it's fun. You know, when you lift a stencil up and it's always an excitement for me, you know, to see what it looks like. I love it. So I'm gonna do this bubble right here. Let's finish that one off right there. And then I'm gonna go down here. So you really don't need a lot of paint, just a little bit. Look at that, to get the effect. So cool. I'm gonna put some down here at the bottom, and then we'll put some in some other areas. Yeah, you can go crazy with this. You can have so much fun and just do layer upon layer, and if you wanted to do some black layering over, you can do that. Oh, I love that. Okay, now I'm gonna, let's see, I'm gonna do a couple over here, just a little bit. Yeah, so you can barely see it, but when you get it in the light, you can see it. Let's do some right here. There we go. You can see that. And then I'm gonna do just a couple little ones right above here. There we go. Cool. And that's all you need. So really you only need, I didn't even use half the paint. So you just need like a little blob of paint. And I hate wasting stuff. So I always start with a little, and then you can always add more, you know? So let me move that to the side and move this to the side so it doesn't get messy. Okay, and let's dry this. Alright, we've got different layers. We've got the base layer of the ink, and then the stencil. Then we did some splatters, and then we did the white bubbles or circles or whatever over it. And I love that layered look. Look at that. You get a really cool layered look. Okay, so y'all ready for the reveal? Let's see what this looks like. I think I could take this off now. Yeah, I'm not gonna do anything else. Look at that. Oh, love it. Look at that. It's such a crisp line too, just a little piece of paper. See, so that's the kind of effect you get when you mask something off. Then you can just throw that away. So this is what we're looking at. I am going to find, let's see if I can find, it's a Sharpie. I don't want to use a Sharpie. Let's see, what is this one? Well, I need a piece of paper. Let me grab a piece of paper, scrap paper. Yeah, that one, I need a, here we go. Let's see if this one works. Nope, this one's starting to fade out. Oh my gosh, y'all. I've got so many black pens. Okay, well then, you know what? We might use a Sharpie. Let me grab this. I've got so many black pens, and yet none of them work the way I need to. There we go. Okay. So I am going to, maybe I should try a ruler. Let me grab my ruler. I want to try to keep this straight lines. Since, you know, we had it masked off all nice and straight, you know, maybe I could try some straight lines. So I need a ruler for straight lines. And then what I'm probably going to do is go in with crooked lines around that line. I don't know. Some squiggly lines or something. I don't know. Just to make it more fun. So, but yeah, if you can't do straight lines, just grab yourself a ruler. That seems to work all the time. And, you know, there I go with and there's my squiggly line, see? I just like doing that sometimes just to kind of add a little bit of something, just a little, kind of like, you know, like the heartbeat, you know, little squiggly lines. But I have my straight lines around there. So there we go with that. Okay, now let's start assembling our page and gluing and such. Okay, so we have this little image. Isn't he cute? You know, all these little flowers and like little, and I just fussy cut these out. Yeah, he's gonna go there, so let's just glue him down. Just again, I just put this on copy paper, just printed it out. These were images that Dalian gave us in our group. So if you don't have this, no problem. You can use napkins. You can use any other images you have. It doesn't have to be a bird. It could be whatever, you know, whatever image you want. I'm just going to use these because we were blessed with them, and, you know, I'm going to use what we have. I'm all about, remember, y'all know, I'm all about using what you have. So if you don't have this particular one, just find something you do have. Doesn't have to be exact. You might not even like these images, or might be another image that you like better. Use that. Just going to add the flower. Then we've got this one, I'm thinking. Maybe like that. And the thing with glue sticks is you can always lift things up and then stick them back down. I'm not sure if I like that too much. See, and if you don't like it, you can just kind of move it around. I think I might want it like that, a little bit more like that. Okay, then this one, all I did ahead of time, again, is I glued it on a little bit of like a cereal box cardboard. So it's that thin cardboard, but I just glued on there because this one, his wing's gonna kind of stick over the page, and that just gives it some, you know, some sturdiness. And I don't mind I know I'm covering some of the words. It's because I'm focusing on this one, so I don't mind that. So I'm gonna glue this down and leave his wing not glued because it's gonna stick above the page. Okay, and then we've got some more of let's see, how do we want these? I'm imitating a couple pages. I think Dalian's page, and then some other people were posting their pages from, you know, from her video. They're like, oh, thanks. And they showed what they did. And I think this is a combo of what a few pages that I've seen. I know somebody masked theirs off. Somebody had some string that the birds were holding. I might have to go grab some string because I think that would be cute. And I forgot to grab some, so I might have to do that off camera. I think we'll just do it like that. Yeah, the birds were holding string in their mouth, and the string kind of came around. That was a cute idea, and another like three-dimensional aspect that you can add to your page. So I actually might do that off camera, y'all. And when I take a picture, I'll show y'all just a piece of string kind of glued to the page and kind of going around the verse. I think that'd be cute. I just have to go find some. I'll have to dig through some of my drawers across the room over there and find some really cool looking string. Okay, let's shift that over just a tad, and we'll kind of go like this a little bit. Like that. Okay, we can always add some more. Let's see. So no longer a slave. And then what I did is I grabbed this, these stamps. They're like little individual letter stamps. And she had the words for no longer a slave, but a child of Christ. But again, I saw somebody do like a mixture of the letters that we were given with the stamps. I thought that was so cool, and I loved the look of that. So I'm going to imitate that, y'all. I'm copying. Copy is or imitation is the best form of flattery, right? Right? So I'm going to do this stamp. Okay, cool. Let me get the A not there. Okay, so no. We're going to stick that right there. No. And then no longer. And these, again, I just cut out. These were the letters she gave us. And then let's do like a slave. So I got to get the A. Here's the A. I try to get this all set up ahead of time because, you know, trying to get all these little teeny tiny letters together gets hard. There we go. No longer a slave, but so let's take these off because I don't need those anymore. Here's the but, except it's not very even. That's what starts to bug me because these shift around so much. Y'all know me. It's like, and then again, I don't mind if it's like not completely straight and all that because I kind of like the little wonkiness of the letters, but I don't want them like too wonky. So, okay, so we're gonna do but. Right there, but. Let's see. Got the Oops, nope, not that A. Sorry, y'all. There's a bigger A. I thought I was like that. There's a bigger A, but child. Now this one, I think I'm gonna cut these letters apart. Get rid of some of this white. Everything's sticking to me because of the glue. I love these little letters. And if you wanted to, you can like really cut them out. I'm leaving some of the white around the letters. It's just easier to cut it that way. Sometimes I like having like the little white around it because it makes it stand up from the page. And then other times I don't. So it just depends on the look you want. But giving it like a little frame around it kind of sometimes helps it pop up from the page. So I'm going to go backwards because CHILD. Just want to make sure it all fits. Okay, this can come up here. Okay. And I'm gonna probably glue it a little wonky as well. Just wanted to make sure it fit. See how I don't mind? I'm gluing them a little, you know, not completely straight up and down, a little wonky. That way you don't feel like you have to have everything all perfectly straight. Okay, a child. So no longer a slave, but a child. And then I think I had of. Let me take the B-U-T off. I need an O. And this is versafine ink. It's a quick drying permanent ink. Let's do of right here. Of. Get rid of some of that. Getting ink everywhere. And then I'm going to do the same with God here. I'm going to cut this a little bit. And these are my Cutter Bee scissors, which I love. Love these. They're super sharp. You have to be very careful with them. But I love them. These are great for doing fussy cutting and any little pieces that you need to cut. And they're super sharp. And yeah. They kind of remind me of those cooking shows on TV, if any of you watch the cooking shows. And they're always cutting their hands on, especially like the Worst Cooks in America or whatever, Worst Cooks. And they're always like cutting their fingers with the knives. I know for a fact I would too. I'd be like, medic, every 5 minutes, medic. And because they keep cutting their hands on the knives. Well, that's kind of like those scissors. You got to be very careful. Definitely don't want to be running through the house with those scissors. Or any scissors, of course. But those scissors for sure. But that's what it reminds me of. Is those super sharp knives. Okay. So, put that there. And then I had Galatians. So I had the G. Here's the A. Let me move this. Oh my goodness, y'all. Be patient with me. My OCD, I gotta get it kind of even, but not perfect. Galatians 4:7. Yeah, it's a little wonky, but we're gonna put it right there. Because I think I saw somebody put theirs like right over there too, and I thought that was cute. Again, imitation. Galatians 4:7, we're gonna put right there. Boom. There we go. And then with our, where did I put my pen? Did I put it back up here? Okay. Galatians, put a dot here, 2 dots here. They look like little splatters, but there we go. Put a bigger dot. Galatians 4:7. 4:7. So you are no longer a slave, but a son. And if a son, then God has made you an heir. No longer a slave, but a child of God. Love that. And then what I could do too, well, I'm actually going to I'll just do the date like this. So I bought this from Office Depot. It's just one of those date stamp things. Let's see, January. What is today's date? What is today's date? I'm trying to look at my calendar. 14. Goodness. I don't know when y'all will see this, but like I said, it's usually a week or so later. So I do this on a piece of paper because half the time it's upside down. This time I have it right side up. But I love these stamps. I would love to get one of those big ones. You know, you guys have seen the big stamps. A lot of people have said they're on Amazon. So maybe one of these days I will get on Amazon. There we go, January 14th. I love dating my pages because then I can always go back and remember what I was feeling or doing that time. And don't forget to put 2022 because now we are in 2022. I almost forgot to do that the other day. So I have this little flower left. Maybe we'll just put that. Yeah, I like that. Let's put that there to kind of highlight the verse. And then I actually still might get a piece of string. I like seeing that bubble there. So I might just kind of go like this. And I have another one. Do we want to put one here, perhaps? Yeah. Wait, should we put... Now I'm wondering if I want to put this one down here and that one up there. Yep, I think I'm going to do that. So I actually might go grab some string as well off camera. But then again, I'm kind of liking this the way it is. So I don't know. I don't know. I might have to sit with it for a little bit. And I might, I don't want to cover that. There we go. Might get some string and kind of like have it kind of come down and kind of twirl here and see how it looks. And then if I like it, I'll glue it on the page. But overall, there is our page for today, y'all. So just remember that you're no longer a slave, but you're a child of God. And all it takes is faith in Jesus Christ, putting your faith in him, making him the Lord and Savior of your life. And then you become a son and an heir. You get everything that Jesus gets. Jesus as a son gets all the blessings of God. He has the keys to the kingdom, y'all. And as sons and daughters of Christ and heirs of Christ, we get the same thing. And I don't think we live really knowing that. I mean, if you truly, truly know that you are a daughter of Christ or a son of God, and you get all the same blessings that Jesus does, man, wouldn't we be living differently? I think we would. So if we can really grasp that idea, man, I think our lives can, be on another level, I think. But yeah, I mean, and there are moments when I fully grasp that idea. And then I know there are days that I'm like, kind of, am I not questioning it or whatever, that I know I'm not living to my full potential, I guess, as a child of God. So hopefully this will be a good reminder to y'all. Okay, so I'm going to bring this up. Oh my goodness. So here's the top, a little close up. You can see the little bubbles and the stenciling and the splatters and everything. Thank you so much, ladies, for all your ideas that I have taken and kind of morphed into my own page using a lot of those ideas. I love that. And again, my page looks different than all yours, but similar but different. And that's a really cool thing. So it's kind of like we all have the same page in our Bible, but with our own style. So that's pretty cool. Okay, well, thank you all so much for joining me. I hope you have a very blessed day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, y'all.